Josh Warren here with neuromuscularbalancing.com. There are 3 critical exercises to do once you've completed your performance, whether it's a racket sport or any other activity, that will help rebalance different musculature that got shortened that you can elongate, and certain muscle groups may have gotten overstretched that need to passively shorten to relax that area. The first area is, since much of what we do is forward, the quadriceps and hip flexor muscles, as well as the chest, tends to contract and shorten. So to lengthen that area, if I come into a stretch here for the psoas, iliac psoas muscle in the hip flexor, and get a little bit of the quad there. And then you can see I'm also stretching my calf, and the back often gets contracted from walking, jogging. And then if I open my arms out to the side, I'm also getting a chest stretch, which also gets contracted short. So I'm getting a nice stretch through the front of my body, and I will hold this stretch for 90 seconds. And then when I come onto the other side, I'm getting now the other hip flexor and calf. And instead of doing the chest stretch again, you could do it at a different angle if you wanted. Or if you played a racket sport, for example, or have a dominant hand in whatever activity that you're doing, take the dominant hand and then just draw the wrist backwards, so you're stretching the wrist flexor muscle that often gets contracted short from gripping, typing, and when this area goes short, it overstretches the other side. That can lead to things like tennis elbow. So you can get the wrist flexor stretched on your dominant hand side while you're getting the other stretch. Again, do 90 seconds. I'm just doing a shorter version so you can see. So we have the runner's lunge stretch with the chest opener, and then the other side with the wrist flexor. And then the second exercise to do is a half moon position, where the quadratus lumborum, it's a muscle that attaches from the 12th rib to the top of the iliac crest, often gets contracted, which can lift one of the legs up, creating a functionally short leg. So when you stretch this muscle, it can actually help drop the hip back. So this would be the first variation, where I'm resting my arm over my head, and the second variation could be to bring my back leg behind me to get a little more stretch down the IT band, which often tends to shorten as well. The reason why I have my arm in this position opposed to like this or like this, which are good options, is when I rest my arm here and kind of lean my ear into it, I'm slackening or releasing tension in the upper traps and supraspinatus rotator cuff muscle, as well as levator scapula, that often get overstretched. So giving those a break while working on the quadratus lumborum. So then I would come and do that to the other side. I can either just do this, gentle stretch over, or bring one leg behind. When you do stretch, focus on about 60% maximum stretch, keeping it very gentle. Imagine you can hold these positions for at least 10 minutes, but you'd only do it for a minute and a half. That's a good way to think about stretching. If you feel any pain at all, just ease up or eliminate the stretch altogether if it's too much. There's always a modification that one can find. So you do 90 seconds both sides of the half moon posture, helps keep the hips level. And then lastly, if you're lying on your back and you see your legs flop out to the side, external rotation of the hips, it's a great idea to stretch your IT band into the 6 external rotators of the hip. You could do it standing, but it would require some balance. Another option would be to sit down and do that, and lean forward. You'll feel the stretch in the outer hip. Or you could sit down and kind of hug one leg in, or sit on the floor or grass or wherever you are doing these stretches, and you would do this on both sides. So you're getting a stretch on the outer hip. So either a figure 4 type pose, you could even do that laying down, or some kind of twist. 90 seconds both sides, and that will help bring the legs back, will help track the knees and hips straighter. So we've worked with 3 different exercises to balance the pelvis. The first one that we did with the runner's lunge stretch helps when you have a tipped forward pelvis. It kind of jams in the back here and shortens even further these front hip flexor muscles. So getting the stretch open like this can help correct that tilt. Think about these 3 stretches and hope hope that helps with getting your body in balance so you can have a lifelong